So, Sean, we made it through the Phantom Menace, and then we had to slog through this one.
We'll talk about that. I kind of enjoyed this one a little bit as a guilty pleasure, so I didn't really find it too sluggish. But
you didn't have any pain watching this movie.
Oh, I had pain, but I still enjoyed it in spite of it. Well, we'll get into it.
You enjoyed this? You'd say you enjoy this movie?
Parts of it.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So we have different opinions on this one. So this might be a little more fun to listen to because this is my least favorite Star Wars movie. I think there's almost nothing redeeming about this film, and I hate it to death. Like, as much as I hate.
Clearly, I disagree. Now, I don't love this movie. I give this like low rating. This is barely getting a pass.
You just said you enjoyed it.
That's a guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure still means it's really bad.
Oh, so you enjoy it ironically.
I think I enjoy it in spite of itself. In spite of everything Lucas is trying to do in this movie, I enjoy it.
Don't enjoy this. This was the most painful to get through. I hated it even more than the last time I saw it. And the last time I saw it is when I vowed I would never watch this movie again.
I'll admit, I haven't seen this movie in years. Since I
and I really regretted rewatching this because I was like, okay, let me just start this. I sat down and I was like, I'm going to give this movie a fair shot. I'm going to try to forget what I said last time, that I would never watch this movie again, and try to see if there's anything redeeming that I can find out of Attack of the Clones, whether it be only a few scenes or maybe a character or two. And I always used to have my little go-to things, like, well, Obi-Wan's plot is pretty good. I kind of like Obi-Wan's plot. Oh, the end battle. That's pretty good. There's some action there. That's cool.
Alright. Well, let's get into it scene by scene. Let's, really talk about it.
Okay. So, chronological order again?
Yeah.
So this one starts with another ship flying to the surface. Apparently they all have to start with ships now.
Most of them have, except for, I guess, episode 5. That's the only one.
Well, it started with a ship, too.
Okay, that's true. But it didn't really do anything. It was
an
Imperial ship that's...
My point is, in spite of maybe a better story, they all have to start with some sort of ship. Like, you know what I mean? I understand starting in space, but, it's got to be... They just show flying shots of this ship.
The CGI, I want to say right off the bat, the CGI is better than anything in the Phantom. Well, better than most of the CGI in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It holds up better.
Having, 3 years to work on that probably would help. Still not great. Still not like, oh, this is photorealistic. Oh, boy. But it's an improvement. I'll give you that.
Dexter Jettster, whatever the hell his name is.
Dexter Jettster. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that.
Oh, God.
Okay, so then we get they land on this platform, and Padme is, for some reason, still has a decoy.
This line is hilarious. That comes up in a second, but go on.
Yeah, I know what line you're talking about, too. When it's like, so she's like, so her and Captain Typho, because Captain Panaka is so 8 years ago, we need to have a new security guard.
That's right.
It's so weird. It's just a flip for no reason.
Because he doesn't say as many obvious things. We forgot to mention Phantom Menace. He was
Captain Panaka's freaking Captain Obvious. All he does is point out things that are clearly obvious to everybody else. It's really annoying. Yeah, I hate Captain Panaka. But then we have Captain Typho, and then he's like, I guess I was wrong. I guess you are perfectly safe, and or something like that. And then there's an explosion right after, like this comical. And I always heard of a sound effect to come right after that.
I get it. He was trying to put in action right at the beginning to get people excited, but it is really stupidly done.
No, I'll point out. This movie is so stupid. And then what is there?
The decoy's line. The decoy is the one who gets hit. Padme is off the ship. And the decoy's like, I failed you, Senator. Oh, she's a senator now, by the way. But I failed you, Senator. I'm like, how did you fail her?
You did your job. Nice job, lady.
Give her an Oscar.
You died for me. That was the point.
Give her a raise. Oh, she's dead. It's a little late. But still.
Okay. And, I'll forgive Natalie Portman for dry acting in the first movie because she wasn't given the character, but now she has a character.
Okay, no, I won't because she actually was trying not to act in that one.
She wasn't given much of a character at all in Phantom Menace, and here she's given a character, and God, is she still terrible. She's so bad.
I know she can act because I've seen other movies with her in, but she is
She's like a zombie.
She's terrible.
And I totally blame her in this one because, you know, I don't know how, but like Ewan McGregor is able to like put in like emotion, put in like.
I think it's because he wanted to be there partially, and he was really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think that he enjoyed being Obi-Wan. Padme's character, you know, she's so bland. Every line reading she says is boring without any feeling whatsoever.
Every line she says, no, I agree entirely. She's God.
You know, and this time I can blame her because I can actually tell that she's always Natalie Portman and not just Keira Knightley sometimes. But you know what I'm saying?
It's I think I find Phantom Menace worse. Not her acting's worse, but I find her in herself is worse.
But she's not as big of the character.
She's like, I don't give a crap. I'm just not gonna act.
But she does actually give some like feeling into it. You know, like when she's the handmaiden going with Qui-Gon, she has a couple things that she actually emits emotion. Nothing here, like nothing. Like her character makes no freaking sense, and I'll get into that too.
But there's a worse character on the horizon.
But now,
let's do
take us to the next scene, Sean.
Okay, so the next scene is, we get reintroduced to Anakin and Obi-Wan,
and we're told about how they're great friends.
Yes,
they just tell us.
I want to. Let's do this, not to copy anyone, but I want to at least bring this up right now, just for the rest of this review. Remember in episode 4, Star Wars, I'm calling it Star Wars, when Obi-Wan says to Luke, anyone's a good friend. Remember that line. Remember it. Because, yes! Maybe Obi-Wan is one-sided friendship. Maybe that's all it was. He was just kidding himself all these years. Because Anakin is the most ungrateful piece of crap that I have ever seen in a freaking movie, and that you're supposed to actually be rooting for. Not like that's his arc. No. This is just how he is.
So the problem is, we're told about their friendship. We're supposed to think they're friends, and then they instantly have like this fight.
Yeah. So what happens is they're going up to meet Padme because they've been assigned to protect her, or watch out for her, whatever. And Anakin is saying, I will find out who's trying to kill you, Padme. And Obi-Wan's like, no, you can't.
We will not exceed our mandate.
Yeah, that's what he says. Right. Then what does Anakin say back to him? He says something
He's
snarky.
like, I only mean that, you know, in the interest of protecting her, that we'll figure out who's, you know...
No, he says something snarky, and then Obi-Wan's like, what? What?
And then, yeah, and
it's like really awkward.
No, they get into a fight. No. And he's like, why? What? Like, he says, why?
Oh, that's right. That's what he says. That's right.
Yeah. Like the little sass fight, and... I'm serious, Padme's just like,
Oh! Well, we're gonna get more into it later, but let's just talk briefly about their first exchange. This is the first time they've seen each other since that brief encounter on Tatooine in episode 1. The first thing, she sees Annie, it's like, Annie? Little Annie? Wow, boy, you've grown. And he's like, so have you.
No,
grown more beautiful.
Yeah, she's obviously like, you know...
She remembers him. She's not like put off by him or anything, but it's kind of like, you know, seeing someone you knew as a child years later be like, hey, I remember you from elementary school. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's like they're reuniting. You know, it's supposed to be this sweet moment.
Exactly.
But then
Anakin immediately makes it weird.
No, not even in that scene. One like freaking scene later, he does the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, that should have destroyed any chance he had with her in the first place.
Admittedly, I'm not one who should talk, you know, what to do with talking to women. But even I know, you don't start complaining about yourself or your mentor or
someone
whatever.
You barely know.
Someone you barely know. That is so dumb.
Yeah, it's really awkward, and she's showing that it's awkward too.
She's blatantly like, you're making me. She literally says the line, you are making me feel uncomfortable.
No, he's like, don't look at me like that. He's like, why? It makes me feel uncomfortable. And
yes, my lady.
And he does this. This little spur.
I swear to God, am I watching Star Wars or To Catch a Predator? What the hell is going on, Anakin?
I don't think Lucas never knew how to write love really well. I completely support this idea. Because there isn't any of it in A New Hope. And then when it starts is when Lawrence Kasdan jumped on board to save it. Because...
Yeah, and he wasn't directing it. It should be said as well.
Yeah, he wasn't directing it. So Lucas has so much trouble with a love story that he does not know how characters fall in love properly. he wrote this whole story where Anakin basically whines and moans and goes through this terrible, depressing...
If any guy did this in real life to a girl, she would not fall in love with him. Like, she might feel sorry for him for a little bit, but that would quickly end.
Well, I think it would probably end around the time where he admits he massacred a bunch
of
women.
Can we get to that later? No, I want to build up to that.
So then we get... something I hate is... Okay, so Anakin sets her up as bait in order to find who's after her, but any logical...
Well, it's her idea.
Yeah, it was her idea. But any logical person, like, trying to kill her would just blow up the room that she's in because
why not just go in a ship, sniper through the window, you're done.
Well, yeah, she's a pretty good shot, we established that later, and we know that she has explosives.
I mean, she does miss.
So why send these?
She does miss Obi-Wan later.
No, she was trying to shoot the probe.
Oh, you see, she was.
That's why she was aiming at the probe. That the things were aiming at.
I don't know why she wouldn't have just shot Obi-Wan though. He can't block her blast with a lightsaber.
I think that would have killed her. She thought, oh, he's dead anyway, you know.
Okay. All right.
It looked like she was aiming for the probe.
Fine.
My point is that she could have just blown up the room, and thank God she's an idiot and sends this probe to put worms in.
Centipedes. They are heat-seeking, I gather. I know some people have a problem like, why can they even find out? I'm like, well, they're heat-seeking worms. I can believe that in a sci-fi movie, sure.
I don't know. It's really dumb. And then they go after Obi-Wan completely against his character, as you've pointed out, Sean.
This is true. So why is Obi-Wan all of a sudden the reckless one? Because set this up. Obi-Wan so far has been he's the sensible one. Even in the last one, he was the sensible one. Qui-Gon was the reckless one. And in here, Anakin's the reckless one. He's the one who's like, I'm going to do anything to save Padme. And he's like, no, we must be patient. You know, use your mind, use the Force, whatever. Yet, when there's this probe outside the window, he jumps out this pane glass window, grabs onto the probe droid. How did he know? There's so many problems. And
how did he know the droid would lead him back to the...
I don't want to repeat what people have said, but they've lined up all the problems with this and what could happen.
Yeah, so there's problems with that. Then moving on, we get a really dumb, what's essentially a car chase in a Star Wars movie.
I'm kind of okay with this because, one, at least something's friggin' happening, unlike the last movie.
Well, I disagree because it's so out of place. It's like, why do we need a car chase? Because I know George Lucas was like, well, what works in other movies? Well, most movies have, movies that are exciting have car chases. Well, I'll just write one in with floating cars because that's sci-fi, right? And it's like, no, why does Star Wars need a car chase? It's something that other movies use.
I mean, I know it's not a car, but there was a speeder bike chase in Return of the Jedi. That's still a chase on moving vehicles, going fast.
That's something different and new and doesn't rip off elements.
Okay,
because these literally look like cars. Like they have tail lights.
I'm not gonna lie about this. I just thought of this. This came out 2002. Two Fast and the Furious movies were out by this time.
That's what I'm saying. I think they put it in there to sell tickets because George Lucas was like, oh, people like car chases. I really think that's what it was. I don't think it was a storytelling reason or anything like that. It didn't really make sense. It seemed reckless and dumb.
Or maybe it's just one, but anyway, sorry.
But what I'm saying, they have had movies like this. You know?
They have, yeah. That's the point.
That's the point. So it just feels really out of place the whole time. I'm like, this does not feel like Star Wars. And then we get a lot of awkward dialogue, awkward lines that don't make sense during this whole thing. Like Obi-Wan getting mad at Anakin for losing a lightsaber, then saying, this weapon is your life.
Just wait till the next movie.
Well, what I'm saying is what? It's his life? I thought the Force was his life. Yeah. I thought the Jedi were pretty
Heck, don't they even say the Jedi don't use a lightsaber except for defense or...
Hey, I know. Let's analyze Obi-Wan in A New Hope. How many times does he use a lightsaber? Once. And who drew his lightsaber first?
Vader.
So, I'm not really seeing your point there, Obi-Wan, as...
I guess, to be fair, he's not really in a battle scene until then. Like, he has no fighting scene.
He does say it's a weapon of a Jedi Knight, so that makes sense. I understand that.
Alright.
But it's not his life. The Force is what he's dedicated to. The lightsaber is just... It's like the sword of a knight, you know. But a knight isn't... His life isn't his sword. His life is honor, right?
Right.
service. That's what
code
a
of
knight's
chivalry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what a knight's life is. It's not his sword, So it really feels strange. It's a bad line, and then we get this pointless thing where it's like, oh, Boba Fett's father hired a bounty hunter to kill, even though he could have easily done it himself, to kill Padme. I don't even understand why. It doesn't make sense. Seems like
yeah, that is true. Why does the bounty hunter need to hire another bounty hunter when apparently the bounty hunter who's hiring the other bounty hunter is a pretty good bounty hunter on his own?
Yeah, he's totally perfectly capable of killing Padme on his own. It doesn't make sense. So, getting past all that, we get Anakin and Padme going to...
Now, this part of the movie, I completely get why people hate, because I hate it too.
So let's talk about Padme and Anakin arc, and then we'll talk about Obi-Wan's arc, because,
Sure. Okay. Padme and Anakin. So, Anakin is assigned with going with Padme back to Naboo, which for some reason, why? Why back to her home planet?
What?
No, not even.
No,
Anakin.
Padme decides to go to Naboo. It's her decision.
Oh, that's right. Okay, no. Okay, fine. I thought that was like Mace Windu was saying.
But they pick Anakin to go. Which I think is really stupid.
Why? Why wouldn't Obi-Wan speak up in that moment? Actually, guys, Anakin might be dealing with this whole love thing here.
Well, no, not even that, but it's like, weren't there like 20,000
real quick,
capable
real quick, I want to bring this up. Jedi, we know, are not supposed to love. They're supposed to be celibate, essentially. We mentioned this in the last review.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Obi-Wan, as his master, be like, Anakin, you really shouldn't do that. Watch out. Don't go even near those feelings. I swear to God, he wants to be Anakin's wingman. He's like, oh, it's... Well, yeah, you and Padme. He's like making jokes when they leave. Like, oh, I'm sure he's going to try something. You're like, are you kidding, Obi-Wan?
Well, I mean, I do understand it, but I think I think he thinks more of Anakin, I think that's what Lucas was going for.
Okay.
That he has higher expectations for Anakin than that. Maybe. But yeah, he probably should have known better.
Maybe that's his reckless thing he's talking about in episode 5.
Hey, maybe he just analyzed how creepy Anakin was around Padme. He's like, well, probably
there's
no chance there.
That's true, too. Maybe it's like, there's no chance. She's gonna...
She's not that
thinks he'll put a restraining order on the guy.
I know. So they go to Naboo, and then awkward scene after.
Well, okay, there's like this small window of time, I'll say, where he's doing stuff right, like how you're supposed to be around women, and it's like good.
Where they like roll in the grass and stuff.
No, yeah, I'm not talking about that. Obviously, I'm talking about before when they arrive at Naboo.
Yeah, but I mean all the times that she's. Oh
yeah, that's terrible.
No, I mean. All the times that she's smiling with him, apparently she's kind of getting to like him, and it seems like, okay, I kind of see where he's going.
It's like for every time there's like this scene where it's like, okay, I get she's starting to like him a little bit.
There's
like this really awkward scene where he's like bitching and moaning or something.
Like, they have a weird
in
evening
creepy
scene.
Way. Oh my gosh, that scene is weird.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Because he basically outright goes out and says, hey, you want to hook up?
I swear to God, like, this is PG, so they can't say that, but this is like the PG version of, you want to have sex?
But I swear, well, she is wearing that dress, which is pretty suggestive, but...
I'm like, is this 50 Shades of Star Wars? What the hell am I watching?
No, but it's so weird, and she, of course, doesn't fall for it because she's apparently logical at this point. And then we go to Tatooine because Anakin's just so fed up with these dreams he's having.
Okay. I mean, okay, I understand where they're going for with that because he knows, like, Jedi can sense the Force, and they, as Yoda says in Episode 5, it can show you the future and the past and everything. And so he's worried that this is happening right now, that his mother is in danger from something. He doesn't know what. So I'm totally behind this as a character thing.
I mean, I see what they're trying to do, and, trying to bring up the mother again. Mm-hmm. So... he goes to see Watto, who says that he sold...
I'm not going to lie, I like that they brought Watto back. That was kind of a neat little scene.
Yeah, it's fine. But then, of course, another thing that Lucas has to do, we got to bring the Lars into the movies,
Why did Owen and Peru have to be in this movie?
Shouldn't Obi-Wan have known who they were and not...
Well, maybe not...
I always thought it should have been Obi-Wan who knew the Lars. Because
no. I'm fine with them being, like, somehow distantly related to Anakin, but couldn't we have explained this in Episode 3? We didn't need to see him here. It could have been Obi-Wan was like, maybe Obi-Wan and Anakin even had a conversation one time, and Obi-Wan in 3 is like, oh, I know who I can bring them to. These people are his only family. They can watch out for
But,
them.
you know, if you're going to bring them in, we need to see a relationship, right? We need to see a strong relationship between... Because I think it's too early is what I'm trying to say. I think it's kind of awkward at this stage to bring them in. But
it is.
Because losing his mother
should have been... nowhere.
Losing his mother should have been the catalyst for him turning to the dark side, as Lucas thought he was doing in Episode 2, then resets it.
Think?
Then resets it.
You're jumping ahead now.
Well, it's true. Because we see the arc, we see what Anakin's doing, we see him going down now into this pit of darkness, where, you know, like Yoda talked about.
And then
fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, right?
We didn't mention that in Episode 1, but yes, he does say that silly line.
Yeah. So that's his arc. So now he's fear, right? And so then he goes and the guy who bought Shmi and released her said, oh yeah, she was abducted by Tusken Raiders, because we got to bring those back too. We got to bring everything back that we possibly can.
Why? I mean, why? Okay, Tusken Raiders, if you want to give them a thing, I'm okay with them being the catalyst, like in a sense of why his mother gets taken. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Why did that have to be the reason? Why couldn't she have just... Why couldn't Watto have just been like, oh yes, your mother, she went off one day to work and some Tusken Raiders came by and like, that's fine. Have Watto tell him that. Why not? Why do we need this extra stuff? Where we run to 3PO again. I guess that's also why. We need to make sure C-3PO makes it onto the
he needs to
ship
get back
at the end of Episode 3.
So, well, here's the thing. So this is all okay. I'm going with this. But then things get weird. After we get a Duel of the Fates recall, which I do appreciate.
That is pretty
a pretty cool sequence of him riding a speeder bike.
I like that scene.
We get him finding his mother.
And it's a sad moment. I feel a little bad for him.
Yeah, well, she's been raped by Tusken Raiders.
I mean, obviously that's not said, but it's pretty strongly implied. I mean, she's tied up to a thing, and she seems
very near death.
There's stuff.
And she dies in his arms. Which is supposed to be a scene that's supposed to be effective. But Anakin's completely overcome by rage.
Oh my gosh.
And murders the entire tribe, including, like...
But not just the men. The women and the children, too.
Okay, yeah, that's what the scene we're leading up to. Because, again, they throw in the same room that Luke was in A New Hope.
Like... Real quick, I'll mention, I would be okay with this scene, like, of him taking out all the Tusken Raiders, if it was his inner thoughts. Like, he was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get this. And then he's like, no, I'm a Jedi. Like, that could be, like, the hint of there's darkness in him.
It's the wrong part of his character arc. We're not at that point yet.
Right, exactly. That's why if you want to have it there, this should only be, like, the hint. Like, he's thinking about it. But then he's like, no, I'm a Jedi.
She should have been talking to Padme. He's like, I wanted to kill them all. You know, I run away.
That would be more okay. I mean, it'd still be a little awkward.
Her reaction would have made more sense.
Her reaction would have made a little more sense. Like, oh, good, you did.
Oh, yeah. Her reaction, Sean, should be...
Oh, God. So, we get this scene where he goes back home and he's upset, of course, that his mother's dead. I understand that. But then he flips out and goes
Here's what he does. He whines about Obi-Wan again.
He whines about Obi-Wan.
Blames it all on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
He goes on a very psychotic sounding rant. Like, this is...
No, okay. No, and then it goes to Tusken Raiders.
Creepy serial killer levels.
He tells her that he killed all of the Tusken Raiders, men,
but not just the men. Yeah.
And then, after that, he goes on this rant where he says that he wants to be the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy.
He's like, I will be the most powerful Jedi, and I will stop people from dying.
Yeah, like, you know... Setting up a plot that Lucas wanted to pursue, but it's way too early. It doesn't make any sense at this point.
Way too early. And
because right now he's basically already
keep in mind, this is only, a couple days that this movie takes place over, I would say?
Yeah,
maybe a week.
Yeah.
Can we push it out to a week?
Well, I don't know how long they're on Naboo. It could have been a while.
Okay, I'll push it out to, say, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've been with each other. That's only a couple weeks. Any person, not just female, but any person who is with someone who's definitely...
A multi-dimensional person.
Any normal human being or alien... Maybe it's because they're aliens that we don't understand this. But...
I've heard that theory. Have you heard that theory? That the galaxy is just this huge, just derived... any personality whatsoever. Everyone's just boring.
That's an amazing thing. But why the hell would she stick around there? Why wouldn't she be like, okay, you're freaking insane, get the hell away from me? That is a normal reaction at that point.
No, but she's comforting him.
She's like,
she gives him a hug.
To be angry.
She gives him a hug.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve a hug.
It's freaking creepy.
He's slapped in the face and told, what the heck are you thinking? You maniacal bastard.
You're just psycho freaking nut job.
That's exactly
This is Jeffrey Dahmer level shit.
I know.
Crap,
and it's like,
not. I don't care.
I know, and it's like, it's really out of place at this point. Because then we get, Obi-Wan's in trouble. Okay,
now let's back up to what Obi-Wan's been doing. So Obi-Wan, he's been trying to figure out, so when, we got to back way up to the beginning.
Yeah, so the first thing he does is participate in the worst scene in the whole movie. When he goes to a diner and talks to a cook.
Well, okay, so they find a dart in the
dart that both
he takes out
his dad, Jango Fett, kills
the other bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He takes a dart. It's a toxic dart.
Toxic dart.
Yes, and so he goes to get it checked out from, which
he goes to the droids in a deleted scene. They don't know what it is, so then he takes it to this random diner owner.
I assume it's someone he knows.
Well, obviously
I'm
knows
okay
him.
with that. But it's
some
of the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
And it's so dumb. Why do we need a diner?
Obi-Wan.
It's like Lucas is like, I gotta go back to my American Graffiti days, guys. That's what I'm doing here.
Why do we have
a diner, guys?
Okay, I'm okay with like space restaurant idea. That's fine, but
he's got the white shirt with the grease stains, the apron, the waitress who carried the robot waitress.
It's stereotypical diner stuff, guys. That's the thing.
Guys, this isn't Blade Runner. This doesn't fit. It's not our society. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Why would there be a diner?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really stupid. Weird. Trying to make this short, trying to skip ahead.
Okay.
He goes to we
gotta talk about the library.
Yes, he goes to the Jedi library.
Yes, to the Jedi archives, and he asks the wonderful librarian there.
Oh, I love this lady.
Okay, let me do it. He says, "Okay,
you be Obi-Wan, I'll be."
Okay. I've searched for the Jedi archives, but this planet seems to not be in there anymore.
Oh well, I hate to say it, but it looks like the planet you're searching for does not exist.
Well, that's impossible. I forget his actual line.
He says it was like, oh look, it should have been here. I was told it was
here. Oh, that's
here.
right. I've been told it was here.
If it does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
She's such a bitch.
That's literally
what she does. I love the episode 3 video game because you get to see her die. It's a wonderful moment. When
you get to kill her in Battlefront 2, don't you?
That's right.
She's defending the library, and you have to get to kill her.
Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful moment.
Oh, it's so funny.
But yeah, she's a terrible person. I heard a joke. I was listening to a podcast on this movie, and someone said, "Is she like a Sith Lord? Because she's a total bitch." And I'm like, that's amazing.
So okay, no. So then Obi-Wan goes to see Yoda, and one of the kids in their Jedi class.
Oh my God! Okay. How the hell is Obi-Wan? Because you don't need the Force to figure this out, but I know they're using the excuse, the dark side clouds our minds.
I think they're like, look how young minds are able to think past things that adults can't, but...
It's like, so he interrupts Yoda in the class, which, by the way, rude. Interrupt a teacher like that.
Well, I understand if it's important, but then, Yoda's, laughs off his question and hands it to his
He
class
makes fun of him. He's like, oh, what an idiot. How
lost his planet? Master Obi-Wan has. And everyone's giggling. How embarrassing.
So he puts the thing on.
Obi-Wan should have been the guy to kill the younglings at that point.
That would have been amazing. But Obi-Wan's like, it should be here. But it isn't. And the kid's just like, Master, because someone removed it from the
archive memory. And then he's like,
this is why I love that scene in episode 3 where all the kids die. What? Deleted from the... Oh my God, I never thought of that before.
First of all, how does this kid, have any conception of that? I don't understand, why this kid would know that and they wouldn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I'm okay with the kid knowing that, but then the adults should have freaking known that.
That's what I was saying. Like, how would the kid predict this conspiracy theory that all these Jedi are completely oblivious to?
Well, I don't think he's... Okay, I'll say I don't think he's predicting the full conspiracy theory or anything like that. I think he's just saying someone deleted it.
No, I know. No, but it implies a.
Okay.
It implies some
I don't think he's going that deep into it.
I think should we just blame it all on Ki-Adi-Mundi and how wrong he is? Because I sort of he's a political idealist, not a murderer. Do you think Do you think Obi-Wan just had a scene where he's like, yeah, how about now, Ki-Adi? What do you think about that now? They just demote him for the council over that.
Well, I love that first Mace says, because Padme brings up Dooku. Right away, by the way.
I think
Padme should...
Give her a medal. My God,
give
she had the whole thing figured out.
Let her go on this mystery. I think she's ready, Coach. But Mace is like, Count Dooku was once a Sith Lord. It's not in his nature to do... Or a Jedi, sorry. He's once a Jedi. It's not in his nature to do something like that.
It's not in his character. That's what he says.
Yeah.
And then Ki-Adi is, it's a political idealist.
It's so dumb.
Not a murderer. Wait till he murders like 20 of your friends. Then we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It's really funny. But, yeah, the Jedi... Oh, yeah, the Jedi suck. They're all terrible. And they all
I'll agree with you there, because that is disappointing, because you watch the original trilogy, you have this idea of a Jedi, and you're like, oh, I would love to be that. I don't want to be a moron,
Let me be the Jedi. All right. Sean here is going to be Chancellor Palpatine.
Okay. Go ahead.
The Sith Lord, I feel a presence. It's emanating from this area, but there's nothing here.
Oh, hi, Jedi. Hi, Jedi Master.
Oh, hi, Chancellor Palpatine. How's it going? I'm just searching for the Sith Lord in this room.
Oh, okay.
I feel it, but the dark side is clouding my brain, so I can't tell when something's directly in front of me. Oh, it's so strange.
That's the Jedi.
I swear it is.
And we're not just talking about, like, the simple Jedi. We're talking about Yoda.
We're talking about Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Anakin, every Jedi.
Anakin's the one who finally figures out when basically Chancellor Palpatine's out, yeah, I'm the Sith Lord.
We'll talk about that in the next one, but Chancellor Palpatine, he doesn't even get it when he's like, hit, like, neon sign flashing. I'm a freaking Sith Lord.
Sith Lord. Sith Lord.
What?
Sith Lord.
What's a Sith Lord? What are you talking about?
I have to bring this up because when Mace says it, it's so funny in 3. A Sith Lord? He literally says it like that. It's so clueless. We'll pick this up in 3, but yes. I needed to point it out.
Sorry.
So then Obi-Wan goes to Kamino, where it's revealed...
It's a cool planet. I like the look of Kamino.
It's cool looking.
I like the look of the aliens.
Because we need the ocean planet, of course. But,
I like Jango Fett.
I don't like Jango Fett.
Let me put it out there right now. And I like that we get to... Well, okay, I don't like that Boba Fett's a kid.
I hate Jango Fett. I hate that he's in it, because I know this is exactly why Jango Fett is in this movie.
Go ahead.
Oh, people seem to like Boba Fett. And we did kill him off in 6, so how do I make it up to the fans? Oh, I know. Let's write his dad into it. That's the whole clone army is based off, his dad, and then we'll have Boba in it as a little kid. Because everyone wants to see him as a kid, right? I mean, everyone wanted to see Anakin as a kid, so here's Boba Fett as a kid.
That's true. He should not have been a kid.
Okay, just think about how much Boba Fett actually contributed to the original trilogy. Not much.
I like Boba Fett. I guess I'm one of those
people like Boba
Fett
because he's cool and he's a cool character, and they like the mythos associated with him, you know? It's assigned.
That is very true. Like,
you don't need Boba Fett to have this massive arc around the trilogy.
That is the thing.
Where his dad is killed and he has to grow up to be the big bad bounty hunter.
That is the thing. Like, if you were to just watch the original trilogy on its own, Boba Fett's just this really seemingly badass bounty hunter. You're like, oh, who is this guy? He's able to take down Han Solo.
We need his origin story too.
Yeah, we did.
Otherwise, we'll never understand the Boba Fett character.
But I guess I like the fight scene that comes right now, and I know you hate this scene.
Well,
Jango Fett versus Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I hate it because, first of all, it's really kind of stupid because Obi-Wan basically is an idiot in the whole scene. Like, he could have easily taken him down if he tried to not be stupid. But of course, he loses his lightsaber. He gets dragged around on a cord. It's almost like slapsticky in how terrible he was. You know,
it humanizes him in a way. It's like he's not perfect. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but remember how Boba Fett died in Return of the Jedi. I mean, these guys, they're supposed to be pretty
Boba Fett, where?
I mean, exactly.
Alright.
So,
Fair enough.
it seems like these people wouldn't be able to go up against Jedi, especially Jedi Knight like Obi-Wan. So I always thought that was kind of silly, and also I just hate that they're like, oh look, it's just the same character as Boba Fett, just with different colored armor. You know, that's basically it. I mean, they even changed his voice in the new special edition, so they're essentially the same character.
That's stupid. I hate that they changed his voice. That was dumb.
Well, they had to after they wrote him as a clone. Otherwise, that would have been a continuity error.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, an altered clone for himself. Yeah, Boba Fett, he's just a clone, too. And that's
basically... He should have just been his kid or something.
Yeah, he's basically just a clone trooper, but, you know...
A kid, I guess.
Without the behavior modifications.
Yeah.
So
he can be human. Basically.
Can't be a real kid. No, that'd be way too many love stories in a Star Wars movie.
Someday, if you pick Boba Fett scene, they're like, someday, I wish I could be a real boy. Sorry.
You know, and I don't mind the actor who plays him. I think he's fine. I think.
Yeah, he's better than Jake Lloyd. Okay,
I'm not talking about Boba. I'm talking about Django.
Oh,
Boba's just kind of. He doesn't get that much
That's
to do.
True, but
Django, he's kind of cool. I like him as the clone troopers. I think it works. I mean, that's fine, but it's just it seems like all fan service, and I know George Lucas is like, oh, I don't do fan service, except with Boba Fett. That's essentially
he does a lot of fan service. That's bullcrap.
It is. But I mean, he did specify that he regrets killing off Boba Fett like that, because he knows a lot of people liked him. So that definitely is fan service. I think that he's in this movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then they go to Geonosis, which is a really cool planet. I like the planet, so this is one of the very few high points for me.
I think okay, I can't say that, but I love the arena stuff on Geonosis. I think that is the highlight for the movie for me. And I know it comes near the end. I know. But I find it so fun. We'll get into everything. But
so Obi-Wan figures out that Dooku's actually evil, meeting with all the Separatist leaders. They capture Obi-Wan, but he does send a distress signal first to Anakin. He's captured, and that's basically the end of Obi-Wan's arc.
Yeah,
after
and then Anakin sent it to the Council, obviously, and stuff. And then Anakin and Padme go to Geonosis to rescue
for some ridiculous, stupid reason with no plan.
Okay, no. I got one thing on this. Because Obi-Wan, this isn't well set up, so just bear with me for a second. But Obi-Wan is Anakin's last, parental figure. I'm going to go back to Harry Potter for a second. It's like when Harry goes after Sirius in the Department of Mysteries, he goes after to rescue Obi-Wan.
You're forgetting something.
I probably am, but I'm trying my best to defend
what Anakin said when Padme suggested they go to Geonosis. No, we should stay here. We should obey the Jedi mandate.
Because Master Windu said, was, by the way, totally against his character, as we've seen many times.
Sean is trying to suggest that Anakin went to save Obi-Wan because he cares about him, because he's a parental figure. If Anakin was in charge of things, he would have stayed put.
Well, I think Padme brings it up.
No, I watched the scene. I remember Padme's like, we're going to save Obi-Wan, and you have to come with me because you're protecting me. That's why he has to go.
I think, okay, here's how I read the scene.
No, you can't read it any other way. That's how it is.
Here's how I read the scene. Padme, he wants to go, but the way he says it, I think, is what it is, and I know it's Hayden Christensen, I know. But I think it's like he wants to go, but he's like, no, Master Windu said I shouldn't go, so we're not going to do it. I don't want to disobey them again. And then Padme's like, well, I'm going, so you're going to... she knows he wants to go,
Nope, I disagree with you. And, you know why I disagree? The last scene from Anakin was, I hate Obi-Wan. He won't hold me back. He's holding me back. It's all Obi-Wan's fault. Last scene. And then we have this scene. I don't really want to go save Obi-Wan. I believe him. Last scene. Him hating totally on Obi-Wan, saying how terrible he is. This scene, not really wanting to go save Obi-Wan. I see why. He doesn't really like him. Right?
Damn.
What in that last scene indicates, he really cares about Obi-Wan, right? When he blames it all on him and says it's all his fault and he's holding him back and he's such a detriment to him at this point, as opposed to a learning Because he said he's ready. He's ready for the trials, right? He has nothing more to learn. There's nothing more Obi-Wan can teach me.
The only thing I could say to that is some people, when they get angry, they...
Oh, don't even get... Now you're inventing reasons to try and explain it. No, I take Anakin at his word. He doesn't want to leave. Padme cares about Obi-Wan enough, though, to say, you know what, we're going to go. Because he's your master. We have to go. It's just the right thing to do. And then they charge to Geonosis with absolutely no plan, land in some random steam vent thing, bring C-3PO with them for some God knows reason. I still don't understand.
Don't they just follow them? I mean, R2 follows them and then C-3PO comes with.
Apparently the Lars were totally fine with giving up their perfectly good protocol droid.
Why wouldn't no one remember 3PO in the original Star Wars?
We just played this out. We were watching A New Hope. And I just paused the movie. I'm like, wouldn't Owen remember 3PO? I mean, he's pretty annoying. I would remember that kind of character.
I get he's probably to Owen just another droid, but
it's 3PO.
Especially annoying protocol droid, I think you'd remember that.
It's 3PO. I mean, look at Han Solo and 3PO.
Do you think Han Solo would forget about 3PO
I don't think
if he was gone from him for admittedly 20 years? I don't think Han Solo would forget him. No.
No. That's the thing, so...
I mean, I guess, who knows, maybe we'll see in Star Wars. Maybe he does. Holy crap.
Is this a protocol droid? Like, Harrison Ford's like, I don't know what this
actually,
is.
I really doubt that's going to happen.
Really
but
funny.
That would actually be amazing.
No, that's the thing. So they charge in there with no plan. They waltz down a hallway and stupidly fall into this factory.
Oh, and apparently R2 has jetpacks on his legs.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That actually doesn't bother me as much as it does for a lot of people. It's like, yeah, it's a retcon.
That's one of the things about this movie that bothers me.
Well, it's a retcon, but it's like, you wanted to have a fun sequence with R2, and R2 would have been crushed in 2 seconds in that environment. So,
that's true.
You know what? I'll give it to him. That doesn't bother me as much.
I don't mind 3PO in this, by the way. I'll just say right now. I think 3PO, unlike Jar Jar, is good comic relief still.
Well, now it's like, we don't have JarJar being a comic relief character, so we need to have
It's a little more cartoony, I'll admit, than the other Star Wars movies when 3PO would do...
it's a lot sillier, you know? Yeah. But you know what?
Like, him just being thrown around the factory, but it's funny.
Again, doesn't bother me too much. What does bother me is that they survived this ludicrous sequence where dodging freaking and all these, like, slamming things down.
I guess
these things.
I'm not saying I love this scene, but I don't hate it because it feels like they're actually in some danger for once. Because so much in these movies.
Yeah, there's too much danger.
So much. I'd rather have that than, I'm obviously not in danger because it's a CGI and it's terrible and I'm not.
It was CGI. The whole thing was CGI.
Or I'm on top of things because I have my lightsaber. The fact that he's almost getting crushed a couple times, I'm okay with it.
They obviously look like they're not in the environment when they're acting because they're not, like, behaving like a person would in that situation. If you watch the raw footage, it's just a bunch of green screen. They're running down a green screen belt with a bunch of green screen little pillow things coming down. That is what the scene is. So you can tell the actors just aren't into it. Because why would you be? They're on this green screen environment that they're not able to interpret. It's not like the garbage compactor scene from episode 4 where there were actually walls closing on these actors. They can feel they're in an environment. They know what's happening, and we definitely see it on their faces. You know that these guys are in danger. They're trying to hurry and brace something against the walls, trying to that's what he was trying to go after, but it doesn't work because there's just way too much effects. What a much simpler scene that gave you so much more thrills. Because you can really feel these people. They're in serious danger in the garbage compactor scene.
I'm trying to give this movie as much as I can. But yeah, you're right. It's a much better scene.
Yeah. It's not one of the worst scenes. At least something's going on. I'll agree with you. At least something is happening besides, I'd
rather have the more stupid love story dialogue.
Oh, we'll get back to that now.
I mean...
so they get captured because Anakin's stupid and breaks his lightsaber like an idiot.
I do love his line now. Oh no, Obi-Wan's gonna kill me. I did find that kind of funny.
Why he couldn't just use the Force in that situation? Again, is beyond
me. Well, there's a ton of them, and Django...
Why do you think they never used the Force on the destroyer droids?
I don't know, you can do that in the video game. That never made any sense to me.
Just like slam them.
Like as soon as... No, what I will do in the video game is as soon as they're rolling up, slice them, or use the Force on them. There you go, they're dead.
No, but even if they have their shields up, does that make them Force impervious? Like, I never understood really that.
Maybe. I guess we never
Is
see,
the Force
so I
that
don't know.
limited? Apparently, if you put a shield over something, it's instantly impervious to the Force.
Well, I mean, it's not like when they go, to say the ship in 3, it's not like they can just use the Force to shut off the ray shield. They still have to shoot it and stuff, so...
Oh,
I understand that's a much bigger ray shield, but... Still.
Yeah, I understand that it's... The Force isn't like this god, but what I'm saying is the Force is used so little in these movies, which is really bothersome to me.
It's kind of ironic.
Such a
lightsabers used so freaking much.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get captured. They get brought into this arena for an execution style, which...
No, they are waiting in the door to the arena where they share the greatest lines of dialogue in the
world.
Oh,
okay, this I do hate. Everything after this I'm okay with, but this I hate.
No, so I get it. Here's what I get. They're gonna die. So Padme's like, might as well kiss the guy, right? We're all screwed. Might as well kiss the guy. But then she says this really awkward, I truly, deeply love you. Why? What has he done?
He's been a creep this whole time. The only thing you should maybe be saying is, I truly, deeply want to get a restraining order on you.
That's what I would have felt a lot more natural than what we got. It didn't make any sense. It didn't feel natural at all. And then, so then they go in this arena, right? And Obi-Wan's there, and it's kind of a little bit funny seeing their reaction. Like,
I do love that. He's like,
I sent your message just as you requested, Master.
And then we decided to come and rescue you. Good job.
Good job.
I love Ewan McGregor in these movies. I don't care.
Yeah, he's the slight, redeeming light in this film. But, so they're tied up to this post, and then we basically get Gladiator, Star Wars edition.
No, I'm okay with the aliens, the monsters that come in, because, they're in danger. They're chained up.
Doesn't it feel like Lucas was just trying to do Gladiator, though? Like, he's like, oh, that's a popular movie that made a lot of money.
It's better than Gladiator.
I don't think so. I think Gladiator's fine.
Hey, there's no shaky cam here. I guess we can talk about Gladiator another time.
Well, there's no any interesting cinematography in this movie. It's just like Lucas kind of likes to take ideas from other directors that did really well with them.
That's what he did with the first Star Wars, to be fair. I mean, he took tons of shots and ideas from a lot of movies.
Like World War II films, yeah, I'll agree with you.
And real movies, like The Searchers.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but it seemed like this was just because it looks cool and it'd be a cool sequence, so we'll take that and put it in, because it might make us more money.
Okay.
It seemed more like a cash grab. Like The Searchers, was that a box office bomb? Like a huge explosion?
Critically acclaimed film.
Did it make billions of dollars?
No, but it was a critically acclaimed film.
Okay.
People still love it who are into
But like
film.
the Japanese film that A New Hope shares the plot to, I don't think that was that popular.
No, that's fair. I don't even remember what it's called actually right now.
I don't remember either, but it's the same story, which is kind of funny. No, but
fair enough.
So that's okay. They're in a little bit of danger. It's definitely one of the better scenes in the movie. The problem is there's this rhino monster that...
I like that thing, kind of. I think it looks cool.
It's dumb because it's like Anakin mounts it like it's a horse, and apparently he just listens to him. It's like...
He's using the Force.
No, he's not.
Yes, he has his hand up. I think he's using the Force.
Watch any horse-taming movie. It's the same.
No, I get that, but I think he's also using the Force.
Where do we get that? We don't have a sound
effect.
Well, I don't...
Did we ever hear a sound effect in episode 5?
Lucas usually...
We heard music, but did we ever hear a sound effect in episode 5 when Yoda uses the Force to raise the X-Wing? We hear the swamp. We hear maybe the X-Wing.
What about when Vader uses the Force later? We get sound effects whenever he uses the Force. Like in episode 4 when he's choking Admiral Mahdi.
Okay, I guess we do hear something. That's true.
That's our cue. But I'm just saying, I analyze that scene, and then I look at every other horse taming scene in every other movie. It's the same thing. Where are you indicating that he's using the Force? Are you just saying that because it would be dumb if he wasn't? Are you giving Lucas credit? So you're giving this man who made this movie and Phantom Menace writing credit for thinking about this, but not indicating it at all to the audience.
Well, I don't need him to say that, I am using the Force right now. Oh. Actually, that would be really dumb if he just said that every time.
Yeah, but
I don't need anyone
they could have put the sound effect in there. That would have helped.
Is there a sound effect in the movies when, say...
Okay, tell me another time where it could be ambiguous that they're using the Force and there's no sound effect. Because when Marty's choking, they use the sound effect to show he's using the Force. Otherwise, it's not Marty just doing nothing, like choking for no reason. Like,
no, that's true.
So when is another scene where the Force use is ambiguous, where it's not like an obvious raising of an X-wing with your hand, and it's not...
Would you count Luke flipping in Return of the Jedi, because that's technically a Force move?
That's obviously a Force move.
Yeah, there's no sound effect there.
Yeah, it's not a sound effect because it's obviously a Force move.
Right, it's a Force move, though. He's using the Force, so therefore sure there may have a sound effect, but your logic.
No, I just told you about the X-wing being an obvious use of the Force, so there doesn't need to be a sound effect.
Right. Wait, are you trying to make my argument now? I'm confused, because I swear to God, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying that when it's obvious that the Force is being used, there is no sound effect needed. When it's ambiguous, you need a sound effect.
Okay. Fine.
That's what Star Wars has used.
Fine. I don't mind that. Fine. I guess then I'll say I don't mind that he's smart enough to try to control the thing.
It's just, it takes away the danger because apparently this thing can be ridden. It's just really dumb looking.
Alright.
I thought it was
I
really
like the other two creatures. I don't like that it's an obvious shot of Natalie Portman's midriff. But there's a scene where she's like, she's on the chain. She's climbed up to the top. They had a stupid line about that, by the way, that Obi-Wan gives. She seems to be on top of things, ha ha ha. But she's on the top of this pole that they've been chained to.
That's some Lucas humor right there.
And she's swinging around at this point, I don't remember. But
she swings.
She does swing around. But the thing starts crawling up and claws at her right at her midriff, so we get to see stuff because
she pulls a Lost World moment where she does this Tarzan swing.
Maybe I was waiting for her to say, "Hey, you!
Hey, you!" and swings on this chain. It's the most ridiculous thing. So I never liked that. And then, of course, so they're all pretty much dead. But of course, thank God.
This is awesome. No. Okay, my turn to talk.
Okay.
I love this. Because we get this shot of, well, we know it's Mace Windu walking down this hall. And Dooku and Jango Fett are watching this gladiator thing go down. And then the next shot is Mace just whipping out his lightsaber, pointing it at Jango. And then Dooku turns around and is like, Master Windu, this party's over. Like, alright. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I know Samuel Jackson has to be PG here. He can't do his awesome lines like in Pulp Fiction, unfortunately, but that's pretty awesome.
Okay, no. Here's my problem. So the Jedi all show up to supposedly rescue Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme.
They don't know Anakin's there, though, so it is Obi-Wan.
So just Obi-Wan. Yeah, that's right. They're just there to rescue Obi-Wan. They don't even know Anakin and Padme are there. So they go and they mount a,
Aren't they, aware that something sketchy is going on? I don't think they know there's a Sith Lord there, but aren't they aware, something dangerous
they're aware of what
on?
Obi-Wan told them. That
Right. He tells them there's a clone army, right?
Yeah.
And that there's this bounty hunter who... I swear he drops a line about the Sith Lord.
They see the destroyer droid, so they know that
maybe I'm wrong.
There's a Trade Federation premise.
Okay.
So they get 50 Jedi together or something, and then they all go on this pretty much suicide mission to fight droids.
Which mainly Dooku does say, he's you're impossibly outnumbered. I don't think so. Which obviously tells me he knows Yoda's coming with the clone army. But
how does he know that he's going to show up on time? Because we're never given, it's to them... No. I understand it all the way up to, and here's where I have the problem, is when the droids stop firing, right? They pull up their arms. There's a quiet moment. They've lost about a good, 2/3.
I just want to mention, how awesome that fight is. It's something I've wanted to see, being a fan of Star Wars. If you're going to tell me all about the Jedi, if you're going to do this, I want to see a ton of Jedi fight some army. Be it Clone Wars, be it something.
It's wrong. It should have been fighting a bunch of other, Sith. Wouldn't that have been more cool?
Because but only two there are. A master and an apprentice.
Forgetting Lucas's dumb writing. Because they're just droids. I mean, they're disposable. There's nothing, really at stake between these two battles. It's just the Jedi trying to survive and being obviously outnumbered and eventually all going to die unless something is there to Deus Ex Machina them out of there. And that's the problem. But here's my problem with their logic. They are offered the chance to surrender. Now, any logical human being would think, oh, this will buy us the time we need for Yoda to come to rescue us. We've now, we have the opportunity here to surrender, as a ruse, say, okay, no, we don't want to all die because that's our only choice right now. But don't worry, Yoda's on his way. But no, instead they're like, we'll never surrender. No, never. And then the droids start aiming at them again. And if Yoda had been 10 minutes later, I mean 10 minutes later, they'd all been dead. There was no way. There was way too many droids completely surrounding them. But they still do this anyway. It's like they know like some magical reason, and we know the Jedi don't know anything based on the Force.
I know, that's what I want to say, but I know their Force is total crap apparently.
The dark side clouds it, so how would they know? Because they don't
Although I
even know.
guess, okay, maybe they can sense some things, because we know Yoda senses when, we didn't mention this, Yoda has a little moment where he's like, when Anakin flips
pain,
out and goes
death,
kills
I feel,
everyone.
yes.
He's like,
okay.
At pain. Young Skywalker's in pain.
Yes, okay. So even
So they can sense things.
So even if they do sense it,
Maybe they can just sense each other.
It just seems like a really dumb strategy to send all these Jedi in and hopefully hold out long enough for Yoda to get there. You know what I mean? Like, couldn't they have just taken a shuttle themselves?
Maybe right then he knew Yoda was literally just outside.
Because all they had to do was like fly a shuttle down, right?
Maybe he knew they were right there because he could sense Yoda was right there. Maybe that's. I mean, I know I'm speculating. I get it. Okay. I get it. But I think it's not that they can't sense anything with the Force. They can sense some things. It's just anything regarding Sidious, the plan, the dark side, and I know that's
they're idiots.
Stupid as all hell. Because they can't use thinking.
Okay. So they escape.
You know.
We get this. Now here's the problem I have. Another problem I have, which I do get over, but Lucas has set up 2 armies that are completely disposable.
That's a terrible idea.
There's no stakes. We don't see any loss. It's not like the rebellion, where it's like
the rebellion are humans, so we feel for them.
Yeah, everyone who dies in the rebellion, those are lives that are being lost.
Even some of the Empire is humans.
Yeah, which we unfortunately don't see in the original trilogy because Lucas likes this good versus evil thing. But there were like deleted scenes that show that there are some good people in the Empire too. The problem is this: they're all disposable, and we don't feel any sort of loss when these 2 armies are clashing. There's no character behind it, either of them. So it's basically the way that Lucas was able to get away with a PG rating, kid-friendly, is saying, oh, look, none of their lives matter anyway. It's not like there's any stakes. They're just shooting each other, because action.
What? Yeah,
you don't have to feel bad, because, it's just robots on one side and clones on the other with no lives anyway. They're basically living robots.
That's very true. It's dumb. Why? And there's a moment in episode 3 where it's really dumb.
And thank God episode 3 and the Clone Wars TV show try to mitigate this by giving the clones character. But in episode 2 we don't get any of that. We don't get any character from any of the clone troopers. So
they're just disposable. Yeah. I completely agree with that.
So that's a mistake. So then I'll let you take over for them chasing.
Okay, Dooku. So they chase Dooku on this terrible CGI speeder bike. It's really bad, guys. It's really bad. But to this hangar bay, they've lost Padme, by the way. She fell out of the ship because the ship gets shot at. There's this stupid exchange where Anakin wants to stop it.
And then Obi-Wan should definitely realize at this point, okay, they're in love.
Yeah, right then at that point he should be like, I know what he says, like I get it, he's like, you will be expelled from the Jedi Order and stuff, but he honestly should have been like, you're not supposed to even be in love anyways, you're a freaking Jedi!
Yeah.
And this is like a priest saying, I have a girlfriend now, like, come on.
I am obligated to say things I like, so there's one line I like, where Obi-Wan's like, what do you think Padme would do if she was in your position? And Anakin's like,
no, that line's good. Yeah, I agree. But then they get to the hangar bay. Anakin and Obi-Wan go off to fight Dooku. And
they walk up, and
then Anakin's like, I'm taking him now.
Obi-Wan's like, all right, you go on the left. He's trying to come up with a decent plan to take him on.
Although I do love you saying it out loud. It's like, Dooku can hear you, man.
Well, I know, but I don't think it needs to be secret. I think it just needs to be a strategy.
All right, that's fine. But then Anakin's like, no, I'm taking him now. And of course, he uses Force lightning on him.
And then Obi-Wan blocks it with his lightsaber, which
by the way, I agree with what people say about this. Obi-Wan's kind of an a-hole. Because he never thought to mention, like, oh, by the way, Luke, make sure that, just so you know, that dark cities can use force lightning. And so make
That's
sure
not what most people say. Most people say that it's a retcon. So.
Okay, yeah, that's true too.
But what I'm saying is I don't really care because it's such a short thing. Like, I'm not a nitpicker.
This isn't the part I care about. This part I'm still okay with. This lightsaber battle, it's short, but it's fine. I'm okay with them getting defeated because, one, it adds humanity for them, and it's like, oh, these aren't just perfect Superman-like characters.
So, Dooku fights Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan loses, and then
he's about to kill him, then Anakin steps up, jumps up with his lightsaber, blocks it. Obi-Wan
throws him his lightsaber.
Which is, okay, that is cool. I love when he, like, cuts off the electrical power, and I know that's because they had to have a stuntman there, because Chris Ridley was very old already. He's passed away now, unfortunately. But he was very old at the time already, so they needed a stuntman.
But then we get, like, the worst lightsaber fight ever up to this point, where all they do is, like, swing lightsabers around their face. It looks like they're, like, rotating glow sticks, like, in circles.
It does look like that,
really, and it's all shot really close.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Otherwise, that would be so cool, but I think it's just because...
But it's not, because it just seems like they're not really even fighting. It's just, it's shot terribly. There's obviously stunt doubles being used, and it's clunky. It's a clunky fight, and then they lose very quickly.
And then, okay, let's get to the part where they ruin the greatest character in Star Wars forever. And
Yoda walks in. That's kind of cool,
Yoda.
Right? And then Dooku is like trying to use the Force against him, and Yoda's easily dealing with it because he's Yoda.
He's Yoda. He's a badass. He can use the Force, obviously.
So then we're all expecting Yoda to, like, throw down, to, like, take the ship and just toss it at Dooku or something, Or
throw Dooku against the wall or something, do something cool with the Force.
But Dooku has a line.
I'll say it. I hate this so much. It is apparent that our skills are... I can't even remember it, so...
It's like...
sorry.
It's obvious that this battle cannot be decided by a use of the Force.
But with our skills, with the lightsaber. And I'm saying that like, no, you aren't.
And then Yoda pushes his
cape
aside. There's a little mini lightsaber there.
There's a little cute lightsaber.
Little kitty lightsaber.
Oh, you didn't do that cute. Oh.
And then Dooku's like charges up, and then Yoda's like flips.
And instantly, all coolness, all amazing, all magic of Yoda, poof, gone forever.
And he enjoys this movie.
Okay, I hate this scene beyond every capacity. No, I like parts of this movie.
So
I guess that's what it is.
Then Dooku escapes after... okay, this is a part I hate in this scene. Not the lightsaber fight. This is what I hate most. Dooku throws, like, this pillar at Obi-Wan and Anakin, like, trying to kill him to try and get away.
Go ahead on this. This is dumb, too.
Yoda, like, picks it up, but he looks like he's, like, straining.
Okay, go back and watch episode 5. Go back and watch episode 5. Yoda lifts a freaking X-Wing out of a swamp. Does it like this.
And I need to quote Yoda because it's very helpful.
Oh.
Size matters not.
Apparently it freaking does, Yoda.
Apparently it does matter
sorry,
now,
Yoda.
that's
What
straining.
it does.
Why would he be straining? It's the Force. Are you telling me the Force is inhibited
Or
by...
even before that, when he uses a lightsaber, size matters not. It does if you're a little person and you're using a lightsaber to fight a big, tall guy.
Are you telling me it's inhibited by size, though, when it's obviously been said by the same character it's not? Because it's the Force. It's huge.
Exactly. That's why I always thought that he meant.
There's a scene in The Force Unleashed where our main character destroys a Star Destroyer with the Force.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. This is the Force he's using. So you can't tell me that it's inhibited by size. It doesn't make sense. So Yoda should have been easily one hand, deals with that, throws his lightsaber, kills Dooku with the other. That should have been the scene. But no, that would have been, I don't know, too cool. So we need to get...
Yeah, why do we need Dooku? I mean, I'll reference something in episode 3. He gets killed at the beginning of episode 3, we know. Why not just kill Dooku here?
That's okay. Because it makes sense.
I know it's better.
But it should have been Darth Maul all along. I agree with you on that. But keeping him until 3 is fine. I'm just saying the reason that they kept him alive in this is really dumb.
The way they do it is so bad. He's a distraction.
It's kind of like Obi-Wan making the sound of the stormtrooper. Like, what was that? Like, that's basically what it was. It's like, and then we get, again, another stupid ending, in my opinion, where they go back to Coruscant and they assemble this army.
It's part of the ending's kind of cool.
Begun the Clone War has.
Okay, I don't like the line, but I do like the shot of all the clone troopers standing there and you hear the Imperial March.
Why do we hear the Imperial March?
That's cool. Because that's what it's going to become, is the tease stuff.
Should it have been more of a tease instead of an outright Imperial March? We don't hear the Imperial March in 4. I thought that was Vader's theme. What the heck?
It wasn't written yet, Shane.
No, I think the point, I told you this. It doesn't matter if it was written yet. The point is that Vader is in command, and that's when we hear the Vader theme.
Alright, fine.
Vader's not in command here. He's not even existing yet. Why do we hear the Vader theme? I understand the undertones when Anakin's being kind of evil. But to just outright play the Imperial March during a scene with clone troopers is completely wrong.
I still like it. I think it's a nice little moment.
You just like it because you like the theme. You just think it's cool.
It's a cool shot,
thematically, it makes no sense.
It's a nice shot. It's one of the few nice shots.
But thematically, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense thematically. That's what bothers me. It completely destroys the only reason why the Imperial March theme wouldn't be in 4. Doesn't it?
Alright.
Exactly.
Anyway,
so.
Well, anyway.
And then
Padme and Anakin get married on Naboo, and it's stupid.
After like 4 days.
Oh, we missed a stupid line, by the way, when we talk about Anakin and Padme, we should probably mention.
Which one?
I don't like sand. It's rough, it's coarse.
Well, obviously that line's
everywhere.
terrible, but to single that line out is I disagree with, because there's so many bad lines that Anakin has.
So that is a pretty terrible line.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's something that people bring up so much, like it's like particularly bad when it's like I could bring up like 5 other lines he says that just drive me off the wall. You know, it's like Lucas can't write dialogue. We know, like we get it.
Okay. Well,
to wrap it up,
here's the thing about this movie: it is a guilty pleasure. And
why? Explain it to me.
For me, with guilty pleasures, sometimes, not all guilty pleasures, some are legitimately just so bad they're good or whatever.
Well, that's what I thought when you said guilty pleasure.
It's kind of halfway. It's kind of like, this is so ridiculously stupid. But at least stuff is happening. Yeah, it's somewhat dumb stuff, but I can sit there and I'm not bored. I feel like there's something to talk about that's going on. I'm not like, oh God, just fast forward for this damn scene.
I was.
I'm laughing at that though. I'm laughing. That's my guilty pleasure part where I'm laughing at how bad it is.
I'm bored to death. I don't laugh at this movie.
It's horrible. Yeah.
This movie isn't funny. This movie is torture.
But then there's like the fun action scenes, which except for a couple moments like Yoda fighting, which should never ever happen.
That's our final action scene.
I know.
That's what we're leading up to.
I know. But anyway, besides that, the rest of the fight scenes are good.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think that they're all either thrown in there to cash grab and put in the trailer, or to make sure we pad out the running time. You know, it doesn't seem like anything's really deserved. I mean, in A New Hope, we understand why all the action scenes happen, and there aren't that many action scenes in A New Hope, remember? But we know why, because there's stakes. There's something at stake. You know, these are wanted people.
I'm not saying this is as good as New Hope. Good gosh, no.
I'm trying to compare the action scenes and tell you why I hate them so much.
I guess I like them from a very, admittedly, just pure enjoyment perspective. I like it from like, oh, this is a fun. It's like I'm watching a video game, but it's a fun video game to watch.
Well, as long as you don't defend it.
I think it's I don't defend it from a story aspect. That's why I call it a guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasures are usually terrible movies that I still can enjoy.
Yeah, but like even the reasons I had for like liking the Phantom, I mean, John Williams contributes the least to this film except for one theme that everyone Across the Stars. It's a good theme, but. Nothing else in this movie is really new.
That is true. All the score is forgettable. I'm not. Yeah, except for when they do callbacks. Those are the only moments.
Yeah, just Across the Stars.
And that's because it's a callback.
Across the Stars is great, but it's just one music.
That's why everyone, when they think of like the one piece from each movie, that's the only one they can think of. Cause
I can think of like multiples for any other movie, but this one I can only think of that. So that's weaker. I mean, the sound design's okay and the effects are okay. The Chancellor Palpatine, like we said we were going to talk about in the first one, he's given a bigger role in this, and I like that.
Yes.
he's not quite at the part that I like where he's at, which is 3, and I'll get into that. Where
we're gonna get to
it's
that.
a lot more fun, you know. Here he's still kind of a boring politician, you know, and then
maybe he's just a political idealist, not a murderer.
Kiadimundi is right. You're right. Yeah. So overall, I don't like episode 2 at all. It's my least favorite Star Wars episode for a lot of reasons, mostly having to do with bad love story, bad acting, terrible acting from Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
fair enough.
Our 2 main characters are so bad. Obi-Wan's pretty much sidelined again. Although
I don't mind the Obi-Wan side plot, even though does begin really stupidly.
But it's another
don't mind where it goes.
You know? He's not given as much time as he deserves to.
I feel like he's at least.
And the biggest mistake,
even though it's kind of stupid, at least he's doing something.
Well,
whereas in the first one, he just sits around and then
and Obi-Wan, we don't see a relationship between them because they're never together.
That is true, and we get to finally see that in the next movie. But that is a fair point. This should have been. If we're going to have 3 movies out of this prequel trilogy, out of this story...
Shouldn't we have seen
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan
and Anakin's a story about Anakin and Obi-Wan bonding, and yes, if you want the Padme and Anakin stuff in there, fine. They can meet, they can have scenes together, but that shouldn't be the only focus of the movie. I'll agree with you there. There should have been more Anakin and Obi-Wan's journey. That way, at the end of 3, we care even more when they have to fight.
Yeah.
And Anakin betrays him.
Yeah, and then luckily... we'll talk about this in 3. They're able to make up for it a lot, but the point is this movie was a complete disappointment for me. Even rewatching it, I just was like, I completely agree with myself. This is terrible. I really wouldn't even recommend this for people who love Star Wars. You know, if you see A New Hope in the original trilogy and haven't seen the prequels, I would keep it that way for the first 2 movies. Just stay away. There's not enough redeeming qualities to justify as much as it completely ruins about the mythos.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I enjoy this movie in spite of itself, like I've said. I enjoy the action scenes, but what
would you rate it?
2.5, just to be fair. Because it's not a good movie.
2.5.
But okay. 2.5's kind of... 2.5 and 3, that's kind of my guilty pleasure range of movie ratings, what I usually do. Because it's like, I enjoy
Your guilty pleasure, not so bad, it's good guilty pleasure.
Yeah, kind of like, I enjoy it, despite itself. This isn't Troll 2 or something. Because that is a fun movie, but that is fun because it's so bad.
One of the worst movies ever made.
Oh, it is. It's horrible. But side note, if you ever have a chance to sit down and watch Troll 2, I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun.
No, these movies, I disagree with you. I don't think they're fun to watch. I think they're a chore to get through. I was having trouble getting through this movie without just totally losing interest in what was happening. And it doesn't live up to the people's expectations again, even as much as they were lowered by A Phantom Menace. You know, I really think that this was yet another disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I've said my piece. I enjoy it fine. It feels like I'm watching someone play a video game, but it's a video game I want to sit down and play too, I guess. And there are video games about it, so yeah.
That's fine. There are some people who actually like this movie. At least you're not saying that, because that would be very much fun discussion.
I've heard those people, and I'm like, I respect that you do. I feel like those people, they're hardcore fanboys who don't want to say anything bad about Star Wars, or who don't want to at least have the.
There's a couple of notes we'll talk about in the next review that will call back to this, because I know we'll talk about Jar Jar and his role.
We will have to a little bit.
There's some details.
We missed that.
No, let's talk about in 3, because that's when
you want to talk about
revealed.
3. Okay, fine.
Then you can reveal that.
Okay, we'll bring that up in 3, but yeah, that was our discussion review of Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Rotoshane's channel. Yeah,
youtube.com/rotoshane. We got 4 more of these discussion videos coming up in the next few days until The Force Awakens comes out.
I'm so excited. Alright, see you guys.
See ya.